Hi guys, Adam here and welcome back to another recipe video on the channel. Don't mind all this steam that's coming out. I'm boiling some water at the minute, ready for our pasta. And before we get into this video, I hope you kind of appreciate that I've been doing some painting. Alright, well done me. And I've got this nice little kind of blackboard bit here. I'm going to put a frame around it and I'm going to use that as my little notice board to write up the recipes and whatnot. But yeah, I'm almost finished. I've got a little bit to do at the top there, but I'm pretty pleased. Alright, I've made progress. And also at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about my merch. Alright, I know I've kind of just gone on about it over the past few days, but I'm really proud of it. It's something I've always wanted to do, so I just really want to get the message out there. Right, so that's enough of that. Let's get on with the recipe. Now I'm going to make a really simple pasta dish here, something I have fairly often. Right, it's kind of one of those quick midweek kind of dinners, and that's my prawn and chili linguine. And it's only got a handful of ingredients, but it's really, really tasty. Very simple to make, and actually it's pretty cheap. I mean, the most expensive thing is the prawns, but you can kind of cut back on the price there and use frozen. You know, it's up to you. Now the dish comes together really, really quickly, so make sure you've got a pan of boiling water on the go, ready for your pasta to go in. And whilst that's boiling, we need to get on and do some prep. Right, so what I've got here then are some cherry tomatoes. I've got 3 cloves of garlic, got a lemon here as well. But the first thing I'm going to do is add some olive oil into this pan, extra virgin. You want about a tablespoon and a half, I'd say. And I'm just going to take the cherry tomatoes off the stem, but I'm going to keep the stem and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so once you've removed the stem, I've just put them to one side for a second. I'm going to slice the cherry tomatoes in half and then just stick them straight in the pan with the olive oil. And then the next thing we're going to do is to slice the garlic. You know, nothing too fancy, just nice and thin. Then we're going to add that to the pan as well. Now remember, we saved the vines of those tomatoes. Now here's a little tip for you. Okay, don't waste these because they've actually got quite a bit of flavour in them. So all we're going to do is just scrunch them up a bit, just twist them around and then give it a smell. It smells of tomato, so they can go in to add a bit of flavour. Then we'll take the lemon. We're not going to put this in yet, but we might as well just cut it in half, ready to go. Now we're ready to get this on the heat and start cooking. Right, so I'm going to get this pan onto a heat. Now you don't want your pan screaming hot, alright, because that's going to burn the garlic. And once you've done that, it's going to taste bitter and just not very nice at all. So just start it off nice and low until you get a nice gentle sizzle. And at this point as well, I'm going to add some dried chili flakes, about half a teaspoon. And also at this stage, I'm going to season the water, ready for our pasta. You know, you want a good few pinches of salt to go in there, because that really helps with the flavour. So we're just going to cook it nice and gently for a few minutes, and whilst it's getting on with itself, we can stick the pasta in. Right, so I've been frying this now for a couple of minutes. You can see like the tomatoes are broken down a bit. You know, the garlic has taken on a bit of colour. So now I can add the prawns. Get those straight in. Now I'm not going to use all of these. I'm going to save some for the cat because he likes them. Okay, just stir those through. We can get rid of those stems now as well. We don't need those. They've done their work. Then we're going to squeeze in the juice of half a lemon. Just get that in. Make sure you catch the pips. Now it's going to take about 3 to 5 minutes for those prawns to cook. You'll know when they're done because they'll be pink all over, by which time the pasta should be done. We can combine the two, finish off the dish, and then we can get it in my face. Right, so after about 3 or 4 minutes, I can tell my prawns are about 90% there. So we're going to add the pasta. It's probably a little bit overdone, but that's because I've been filming and messing around with camera angles and such. But in reality, you know, you want it kind of al dente. I'm going to add that in. Try not to spill it all over the cooker. You know, make sure you get some of the pasta water in there because that's going to season it as well. And once you've added the pasta, you can turn the heat off. And I'm going to add a touch of pepper. And I'm just chopping up some fresh parsley here. And we'll add a nice generous pinch of that as well. Okay, and then once again, just stir that in. I'm just going to check for seasoning, make sure it's got enough salt. Could do with just a pinch more salt, I think. And that's it, that's the prawn and chili linguine done. We just need to serve it up and give it a taste. Right, let's dish some of this up in my new fancy white bowl. Going with some of that pasta. Lovely fat juicy prawns. And as I've got a bit of parsley left over, we shall do a bit of garnish on there as well. Right, let's dive in before it gets cold. The cat's sniffing around my legs as well. The prawns are just right, they're still nice and juicy. You know, if you overcook prawns, they can go really rubbery and horrible. The linguine is overcooked a little bit, but like I said, that's because of filming. I'm faffing about with camera angles and all that, but it's still really tasty, and you get a nice kick of chilli as well. And although it's a very simple recipe, it's all about balance. You know, when you've got very few ingredients, you've got to make them count. So in here we've got sweetness from the prawns, we've got the sourness from the lemon, we've got the heat from the chilli, and the pasta adds a nice starchy creaminess as well. You know, you put those things together and you've got a winning dish. Yes, I'll feed you in a minute. You're so impatient. Well, there we have it, my very simple prawn and chilli linguine. You don't have to use linguine, you can use spaghetti if you want. But the important thing is it's simple to do. Now this is perfect for all you beginner cooks out there. If you want to impress somebody, you've got a date, you know, make them this. It's going to look impressive and it's going to taste just as impressive as well. Now just quickly before I clear off and leave you guys alone in peace, I just want to quickly talk about my merch, okay? I know I've been banging on about it on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, but I'm really proud of it. Now for those of you who don't know, I have recently launched my merch on Teespring, which you can go straight to the website from the link below, but also you might notice that below my videos there'll be like a bar just below it that will show all the different products that I've got. Now I've only got one design at the minute, but what I can tell you is I put a lot of work into it, all right? It's all been designed by myself. The lettering, the artwork is all done by hand by me. So you're not just kind of just purchasing any old tat. You know, this is original artwork and you're getting something unique. So please go and have a look, browse around, see if there's anything you like. You know, if you do buy something, then thank you very much. It does support me in this channel. But if not, then, well, we can't be friends and bum to you. I'm joking, all right? I'm joking. Okay, we can still be friends, but still bum to you. Anyway guys, thanks again for tuning in and watching. Hope you enjoyed the recipe. If you do, then please leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments what you think, any tweaks you might make to the recipe. And also if you've got any suggestions of stuff you want to make, send them my way. I will eventually make it. I have actually got a list, as I've said multiple times, and I will get around to making some of your requests. It's just, I kind of get a thing in my head where, oh, I want to make that today, and I just sometimes forget that you guys have made requests. So I will get around to some of them, I promise. But anyway, much love to you guys. Thanks again for watching. If you stick around at the end, there'll be some links to some other videos, and also you see my fizzog on there where you can subscribe as well. And I'll see your lovely faces next time for more tasty fun and frolics, and bye for now. Look, want some prawns? Yeah, of course you do.